Unfortunately, from time to time and as a last resort, Cape Fear Property Management has to recommend summary ejectment, or eviction as most people know it, to our clients because of late rent payments or other lease violations. The process can take anywhere from 30 to 45 days depending on circumstances, so to help you better understand the process, we're going to break it down into phases. Phase 1 usually starts out with the actual filing of the paperwork at the county courthouse in the county in which the property is located. On that filing date, the county clerk will issue a hearing date to be scheduled probably a week or 10 days after the filing date. On the hearing date, the landlord or their property manager will show up and plead the case to the magistrate or the judge. Sometimes the tenants show up, sometimes they don't, but in any event, the judge or the magistrate will render a decision. Usually if the tenant does not show up, the decision is always in favor of the landlord. At that time, they'll also issue a date at which the landlord may file for a writ of possession. So essentially the tenants have a certain amount of time to appeal the decision, but normally if they aren't there at the first hearing, they usually don't appeal. That kickstarts the second phase of the process, which is more or less called possession. Phase 2 involves taking legal possession of the property. So at this point, the decision has been rendered in favor of the landlord. The tenant has either filed for an appeal and lost, or the amount of time they've been given to file for an appeal has expired. The landlord now has the right to file for a writ of possession, in which case, once they file, it instructs the sheriff's department to accompany the landlord to the property at a specified date. That date is known as the lockout date. This is what most people see as an eviction when they hear it in the news or on TV. The sheriff's deputy accompanies the landlord or their property manager to the property, secures the property, allows the landlord to have the locks changed, and they have legal possession of the property. One item is that if there are personal items of the tenant left in the property, even after the locks are changed, those tenants do have a certain amount of time to request to go retrieve those items before the owner can dispose of them, after which point the owner can start the re-renting process. We hope that landlords never have to go through an eviction process, but if they do, in our experience, we've learned that having your facts and documents in order goes a long way in making the process rather smooth. Also having a property manager there to guide you and be there on your behalf and act as your agent makes things even better for the landlord. We hope that this video has shed some insight onto the eviction process, and as always, if you have any questions, feel free to give us a call. Thank you for watching.